Kagurabachi. And with that, I'm going to toss this one over to Josh.
Thanks, Chris. Chapter 98. Ikuto Hagiwara, Worthless Commander. Last chapter, the hero, the Kamunabi, the protagonist of the story, figured out the key to their barrier that they use to repel the people they don't want out of the base has been hacked essentially by a living a living device, via a person. That's the best way to explain it in shorthand. So they got to eliminate that person in order to stop the barrier disruption so that Chihiro and Samura could come in and easy money GG everybody. But they don't know who it is. They don't know who it is right now.
Call that easy money GG.
Yeah. They have to figure out who the person is, and we begin this week's chapter with a flashback to a much, much earlier time in this series. A time in the series where we had a lot of jokes at the expense of the characters on the first page. Half of these guys got smoked.
Yeah, it was at a time where it was a time where we thought we were going to get a main cast.
Yeah.
That was much bigger than the one we ended up getting.
Yeah.
Which is not a criticism, by the way. It was just a funny moment where we were like, oh, cool. I wonder what these guys probably... Oh, they're dead.
Yeah. They got smoked immediately. They had a couple cool moments in that fight, but the Cloud Gouger dude just eradicated them, and it really was just to show the power of the enchanted swords and how they're on a different level.
Yeah.
And man, he proved the point, and I'm glad we stuck with the series because it was good beyond them getting shit on. So yeah, before they get shit on though, there's they're having the group is having a meeting. I'm trying to remember the name of their set.
They didn't really have a name. I thought they were just like a unit within the Kamunabi.
Whatever. Yeah, this Kamunabi unit. Whatever. They're having a meeting before they go to fight the Cloud Gouger dude, and their leader. I just said his name before.
Hagiwara.
Ikuto. Yeah, Hagiwara. Yeah, Hagiwara. They're explaining his ability, how he has like this iron sand. Shout outs to the third Kazekage, if I remember correctly.
I think so. Yeah.
Gar's dad, you're talking about?
No,
Yeah.
Gar's dad had gold sand.
Oh yeah. Who's the black sand? Wasn't that am I bugging?
No, that's the new guy. That's the new guy in Boruto.
Oh, Gar's son. Right?
Yeah.
Oh.
The guy who got turned into a tree.
Wasn't that Sasori's thing as well? He had like black sand or something.
Oh yeah.
He had the Kazekage as a puppet. That's how he's able to use the black sand.
Okay.
He had one of the previous Kazekages. Well, anyway, listen, that's Naruto and Boruto. Let's keep it a cards before we go all the crazy.
Wait, you don't want to talk about Boruto right now?
Definitely not.
No,
Boruto.
for sure not.
Anyway, so his iron sand abilities allow, he weaved the sand into all of his subordinates' clothes so that he could help them, move around much swifter, like when they're fighting and all of that. Like they'll be super lightweight. They could damn near glide through the sky. And he's gonna be they could achieve that through like the magnetism from the sand. So he's essentially going to be like assisting all of them in their movement during the fight. It was his job. He actually claimed that I'll make sure that none of you die before me. As the anti-Cloud Gouger Special Forces, your lives are my responsibility.
Hard cut to all their lives being ripped from them.
I think these are the 4 people that died for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
There are a couple who survived. The blonde-haired kid and maybe one more. But well, I guess it was him and the blonde-haired kid that made it.
Yeah, that made it. Yeah, and it was 6 of them. One, two, three, four. Yep. And, yeah. So they got eradicated. And one of them was like his man's. And and his close friend was the one that wore the mask with the long ass nose.
Mm-hmm.
See, we knew he was. We knew we couldn't escape the trope. They're always important. The people,
With
the weirdos,
cool
they're either
masks.
silent or really eccentric and wear a mask.
Mm-hmm.
So we see Hagiwara in current time sitting in a hospital bed in the Kuminabi headquarters, and he's talking to what is described to be a manifestation of his late best friend via his iron sand contraption. It even made a mask, like through the iron sand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure. I don't think that's his actual mask. I think like he creates it with the sand. Whatever. So he's been super depressed like since then. How he got his whole fucking unit smoked, and we cracked a lot of jokes about that, but he's raw over it, especially because, like I mentioned, one of them was his best friend since he was 5 years old. And he's like everyone believes that he's clearly like in no shape to fight because of his mental. He hasn't done shit for months, I guess, since that happened, like since the all his crew died, and he's super depressed and talking to himself. So everyone else could see the sand like moving around and shit, but all they hear is him saying words to himself, even though Hagiwara believes that his friend is talking to him through his own sand. Yeah, he's real fucked up in the game. But that's in his like peak of depression, he starts hearing over the loudspeakers that the Kuminabi headquarters are being invaded, and that they're specifically looking for someone. And again, that's the person who is the living barrier interference. So that guy has to be eliminated, and he just heard that. And we cut to a couple chapters ago. Last chapter where we seen this weirdo with the most receded hairline I've ever seen in my life. He had to have done this on purpose.
It is. I think it's like a samurai hairdo type thing.
Yeah, this is
on purpose.
Right?
I
hope so.
Or he knows that his hair is receding and he's playing it off. It's just like, this is on purpose. I'm doing this with
yeah. He's he's a character, and I'm still actually pretty invested in him. But right when he's about to start fighting these other Hishaku members, one of them being the dogmouth game people.
Mm-hmm.
This bald, sleepy guy. He's the trope of, this isn't that serious. It's no big deal. I'm not even trying that hard. But Hagiwara just pops out, out of nowhere, and the dude with the, fucked up hairline is like Hagiwara, you're, still like willing to fight, like you're fucked up though, and he's like, nah, I'm doing this. And right after he announces that, he gets blasted by a fucking ice attack, and then chomped by the Death Game guy. But right as he gets chomped, his iron sand pops out and eliminates the head. And we get a little bit of exposition talking about Hagiwara's current mental state. His doctor mentions that he's not in his right mind, and that he told him that he seen like basically when he was dying, like from the fight against the Cloud Gouger, he was like underwater or something like that, trapped, and he felt somebody come and help him out. But based on like the records of the fight, everybody else like was dead, or the other person could not have like been able to help him because he was maimed. So he had to have broken out himself, which led him, which is, I guess he's saying that him creating like this person in his mind, like through his powers, is like a coping mechanism from the trauma, and that it also, by chance, is key to being a super duper strong sorcerer. So his mental illusions has powered him up in a certain way, and he is in peak form for combat. Don't know what to say about that. Maybe I'll have a thought by the time we give our thoughts. But yeah, right when he goes to try to fight, he drops because he hasn't been walking for so long. He's like, his body feels so heavy. It is right, like this, like when he drops is when he actually hears that they're searching for someone in particular that has like this like ability inside of them. I guess that it's like possible to be detected. So he uses his iron sand basically as fucking radar, spots the dude immediately, and then shoots his mental illusion homie power at the I had to get all of that correct, at the Hashaku member, and seemingly killing him, like ripping right through his fucking chest. And he says, "We've still got it, partner." And that is the end of the chapter, and I am absolutely sure Hagiwara is beyond gone. Mentally, that is. Brian, what were your thoughts?
This was actually a pretty sick chapter, honestly. This is my RGC.
It's same. It's my RGC as well. I don't know how you feel, Jar. It's okay if it's not.
I liked it, but it's not.
All right.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
This is another classic Hokazono chapter. He just randomly takes you out of the entire story just to reintroduce or introduce a completely new story element, and then just immediately tosses it into the mix. Like the dude, I don't know, it feels like fucking free jazz story writing. I don't know how the fuck he does it. he just like has all these ingredients and he just like adds it to the pot, and he does it so well. He's so good at immediately establishing a character and what their function is and how they work. And the more that we learn about how sorcery works in this series, the more interesting it gets, because you're not really getting questions answered as to how sorcery works in this series, right? But you're getting a bunch of different examples of how versatile and how open-ended it is, that it kind of works for you for the series, that he doesn't tell you directly how sorcery works, right? That allows him to kind of play around with it and have it be more like a sandbox, which is fun. You get really cool creative powers like this one where the dude literally suffered from PTSD, so it completely reshaped how he uses his sorcery now. Now it's like a different person that's operating alongside him, kind of like a stand from JoJo. And in that sense, it's kind of made him stronger, which is really, that's an interesting concept, like usually in Jump or usually in shonen stuff, like the traumatized character might turn to the dark side, or and stuff like that. But in this series, like trauma can end up empowering you and making you an even stronger ally, which is something I don't think we see very often. But man, this is, very, very creative. I'm a big fan of what he did this chapter, but that's it. Those are my thoughts.
Yeah. This was also my RGC.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. RGC. Certified RGC.
You know what's funny? I know that we knew always that like two people survived the battle against Soju, and I was always wondering if they were ever going to be injected back into the story. And I remember when this arc started, we did see Hagiwara walking around. Like they did establish that he is around and he was doing stuff. And I was wondering if we were ever going to get back to him, because I remember there was the panel with the Iron Sand with the mask on, and I was like, whoa, what's the story behind that one? You know, it was like,
when did they show that? Do you remember?
it was like at
It
the
was-
very beginning, and it was like a panel of him. It was,
And they were showing all the squads.
yeah, they
that
were showing all the
like-
squads
yeah, yeah.
involved.
Okay,
Yeah, so it
that's
was
cool.
it was cool to see it actually come back. I almost forgot about it, but yeah, it was pretty sick to reintroduce that into the story. I like how they are going about it, and I kind of hope Hagiwara sticks around, because I think it's a very interesting character to have around, a guy who's literally lost his mind. And that being a buff to your powers, it makes sense in a way, because like what they're saying is, when the guy who has the Hirohiko, when he does it, it's just like, it's the idea of just like a very organic synergy with your spirit energy. And you know, a lot of people would say that, oh, you trained a lot to gain this natural synergy with it, but Hagiwara has it because he's fucking cracked right now. He's so he's not even thinking about it. He doesn't have like a conscious thought of how to wield his powers. In fact, he's pretty much mentally put it on the onus of someone else. So, you know, he's putting on the onus of someone who he has a very good rapport with. So he doesn't even have to think about it. And that's basically what they're saying, is that like you're the best at sorcery when you're not even thinking about how you use it or whatever. It's not a conscious thing. It's more like you're flowing, and he's only flowing.
natural.
Yeah, he's only flowing because he's lost his mind. So I think that's an interesting. On top of that being just kind of an entertaining character to have, is just a guy who's nuts and traumatized beyond belief. So, you know, I think this was like a MVP move. I don't know if this is gonna work in particular, because this guy is the strongest guy in the Hishaku. So, supposedly, quote unquote. But by the way, you guys called it. It was this guy.
Yeah. Well, it could mean what I said it meant, or he was just bigging him up.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, but you guys called it. He was the vessel, because he has the scroll in him.
I feel like there has to be a reason for why. Like, okay, so here's my theory as to why he calls him the strongest person in the Hishaku. I'm pretty sure that there's a chance that he didn't have to go under that extreme procedure that the other guy had to. I'm pretty sure this is just a natural thing that his body can do. And that's what makes him unique and powerful among the Hishaku. So,
Well, I don't know about that, because he does have the scroll in him. They were scanning his like body to see if they could find the scroll. And the only way you can get this is by, you know, that you see that little panel where he's basically performing an MRI on the entire building. And he's seeing through who has the barrier scroll in their body. And that's how he found him. And he was like immediately like, impale him.
oh, okay, my bad then.
Yeah, no, I mean, but yeah, that's the thing. But part of me thinks this is kind of a misdirect. I don't think this kid's gonna be dead. I feel like there's gonna be a twist with his ability.
Yeah,
or
you'll be
something.
fine. You'll be all right.
He'll be all right. It's not every day you can see somebody get
he's-
fully
I think
impaled.
he's fine, too.
Yeah, I feel like they
I think
wouldn't
they've
say that.
already explained to us why he's fine too. Actually,
Mm.
they did it subtly in the last chapter. Not like now that I'm thinking about it.
'Cause he has less
remember how they
organs?
mentioned? Yes, because his organs are gone. Essentially,
Right.
he's being sustained off of the ability.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna throw this out here, but there's 2 shots of this guy getting pierced. And in neither of those shots do I see a fucking mechanism or anything like that, being destroyed or in pieces or on the nose. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I'm led to believe that it's not like just like energy. It's like a legitimate, like physical thing,
Mm-hmm.
almost like an organ itself, right? So what I believe happened is he probably was able to move it through his body somehow when he sensed he was about to get attacked.
Yeah.
Or perhaps this was the MVP play of the fucking, you know what I mean? With a lot, I mean, there's a top 10. If you to make the top 10 list, is lit for like Sports Center top 10, but this might be number 1.
Yeah.
Bro. This
If it
might
works,
be.
it's for sure
Yeah.
number 1 MVP play of the arc.
Azami Stalin on point versus what's his name? The Yura with the score with the fucking
With the coins?
Shinuchi. Yeah.
Azami's for sure Captain America player.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought of. Yeah, who knows? But even if he didn't kill him on this, I still think it's a clutch move because he's been identified.
Mm.
So they don't have to do any guesswork. It was fancy watching him get fucking pierced, but they're finding out 2 things. 1, that it's him, and number 2, it's not so simple to just kill him. They
Yeah.
have to probably just completely maim him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are all good theories.
That's all my thoughts.
Yeah, I think those are all good theories. Sheesh. Yeah, this is a great chapter.
I don't think what's happening with him is healthy, by the way. I hope that he does get help.
No, I
after
too
the
want him to be
situation
healthy.
solved.
I too want him to be healthy, but not just quite yet. I want to see where this goes.
I am intrigued.
I like this character. I think it's an interesting thing, but I hope he gets better for sure. I don't think it's going to happen right now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, not in this arc, but I think hopefully if he becomes like a mainstay character, if the series lasts for a semi-longer time. I know he said that it's not going to last that long, right? He said
I
the
don't know.
series is going to be pretty short.
I have no idea.
I feel like he said that.
But yeah, I have no clue. I mean, it does feel like a short type of series, but you never know. I never take any mangaka's like estimation of how long their series is gonna last. I take that with a grain of salt. You never know how long it takes to tell a story.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I won't put stock one way or another. But I do want to say that I want to bring up something, and I feel like I want to bring it up now before it's like too late, where shit starts moving too fast.
Mm-hmm.
We need to address the wrong Burgundy situation. What we agreed on was that at the resolution of the arc,
Mm-hmm.
if Samura dies, I would win. You decided that the end of that hotel situation, the end of the Samura Chihiro fight, that wasn't the end of that arc or situation, that
It's
it
not.
would continue. I don't think clearly either of us didn't know how long this arc would be. This has been a pretty expansive arc
Mhm.
so far, as it should be, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's a pretty big deal. But I remember you saying that you see Samura getting a few more fights, lasting longer into the series before more things happening, like him being useful still in the series. And I don't know, man. I know not that much time in the actual series passed since you said that, even though in real life it was a pretty long time ago. But I don't know. Doesn't that kind of count? Like it has been later in the series.
No,
He didn't die off early.
no, it's just not the end of the arc. Part
Yeah,
of
it's still
this,
the same arc.
part of the thing at the hotel was that like it's just not. It's not the end of the arc yet, man. It's part of it.
I thought in the 3-way fight between Chihiro, Samura, and Hirohiko that Samura was going to be the one that dies.
Mm.
I did.
Yeah, but that wasn't the terms, you know. The terms were at the end of the arc, not at the end of the battle.
Yeah.
But you know what we can do? I respect you trying to, like, you know, fall on your sword here with honor.
Only because it's really dragging, and the only string I have is the fact that, okay, right after Chihiro and Samura fight and resolve that situation, they're going directly into another fight. So it's not like there's some training arc or some, you know, the wrap up of an arc when they're chilling.
So
they're, you know, reconciliating.
What
and
I
I think
did,
you also thought.
what I'm doing is that I am, I looked at the wiki for the Kagurabachi wiki because there's an official wiki page for it now.
Ooh.
And I'm seeing what's listed, what's considered arcs. So the Sojo arc is its own arc. It's 18 pages. That's 18 chapters. Sorry, that's the Sojo arc. The Rakuzaichi arc was from chapter 19 to 44, and you know, the Swordbearer assassination arc is still going. It started in chapter 45, and the newest chapter 98 is considered part of the arc.
Oh my gosh. Did you know this already, or was
I did not know this.
just
I'm looking it up.
assumed?
But I assumed because it just doesn't feel like the end of the arc.
It felt like that was a mini arc.
Theoretically, whatever's happening at the Kamunabi would still probably not be considered the end of the arc officially.
Well,
But that would
if
be
they're
our marker for
phrasing
it. But that's
they're
our marker
phrasing it
for
that
our bet. Our marker for our bet was this whole
Okay.
situation with both the hotel and the invasion in the Kamunabi. So,
Yeah.
but this is still technically the same arc.
No, that's, you know what? Yeah, that is this. Okay. Yeah, I feel reassured. It's fair both ways.
That's what I'm saying.
It's fair both ways because we're not extending it way past the point. Because if the arc truly does extend past this point of the Swordbearer's assassination, because we haven't even met the other two people yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Who I'm sure is going to come in out of nowhere during this arc and save somebody. You know how that goes. But yeah, that would be OD. So yeah, I agree. I'm willing to call it off as soon as this headquarters situation resolves.
Yeah.